So let's take a look at ADs. And ADs is short for availability domain. And this is what OCI calls a data center. And a data center is a secured building that contains hundreds of thousands of computers. On the right-hand side, we have an example of an interior of a data center. And of course, you wouldn't want to have your dog there, but I love that photo. And all those wires on the right-hand side are connected to a ton of servers. A region will generally contain 3 data centers, and that is a very magic number, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. But to talk about data centers within a region, they need to be isolate from each other. So in completely different buildings. And the reason why is that if one data center fails, you have other ones you can rely on. But another important thing is that the servers these data centers need to be just close enough so they provide low latency. So those are the two things. They need to be far enough away and isolate so there's no disaster, but close enough that they're super fast to talk to each other. And this comes down to our last thing here, which is it's a common practice to run your workloads in at least 3 availability domains to ensure services remain available in case 1 or 2 data centers fail. Now, when I use that word workload, that's the same thing as if I said service or web application. So you'll see me interchange those words throughout this course: workloads, service, and web application. It generally means the same thing. And so here is an architectural diagram of a region. And in that region, we have 3 data centers. So AD1, AD2, AD3. And this architectural diagram is not actually accurate because CA Toronto 1 doesn't actually have 3 data centers in that region. So we said earlier that generally there's 3 data centers, but Toronto is not one of them. But you'll see me use it as an example a lot because that is where I'm from. But anyway, so this comes down to 1 AD regions. So OCI regions, not all OCI regions have 3 ADs, and it's a common strategy for cloud providers to initially launch a new region with only a single data center and add more later. And I mean, this isn't great because if you want to work in enterprise, you have to meet that minimum of having your workloads in 3 data centers in a region. But the reason why OCI does this is because they're trying to expand their business as quickly as possible. And so it's important for them to open as many regions. And they promise, they'll say, we'll open more later down the road. So if we look at 1 AD regions and 3 AD regions, you'll see that the majority of Oracle regions only have 1 data center. And there's only 4 regions that have 3 data centers: Germany, London, and the States. So in this list, we're actually only listing 16. And we said earlier there were 21 regions. The reason why there's only 16 in this list is because we're only listing the commercial regions. I'm not sure about the government regions, but that's the reason this list is a bit more short. But there you go. That's ADs. And that's it.